The word apologetics, 1 Peter 3:15 says, always be prepared to give an answer or give a reason. And the word answer or reason comes from, or defense even, comes from the word apologia, from which we get a word apologetics. It means to give a logical reason defense of the faith. And so the Creation Museum is really a walk through the Bible, what we call the 7 C's of history, answering skeptical questions of this age that cause people to doubt that you can trust the Bible. In fact, the first 4 C's are the geological, biological, astronomical, anthropological history that the world says is not true. And sadly, a lot of the church says we don't need to believe it. But if that history is not true, then how can the gospel based in that history be true? What about all of our doctrines, like the doctrine of marriage based in that history? And so the Creation Museum and the Ark are apologetics facilities. What we're doing is we're giving you a defense or giving you an answer. We're answering questions as you go through and look at what the Bible teaches about the history of the world and the gospel based in that history. And at the Ark, as you go through the Ark, we have answers to all sorts of questions that people have. You know, it's interesting. I've traveled around the world for the past 40 years. And no matter what country I've gone to, even third world countries, when they hear that you're on about the Bible and Christianity, they ask the same basic questions. You believe the Bible? Wait a minute, we live in a scientific age. Science has disproved the Bible. How can you believe the Bible? There's no evidence for a flood. How could Noah get the animals on the ark anyway? Well, how do you explain all the races of people and black people and white people? Well, there are no black or white people, and there are no races, by the way. There's only one race. We'll mention that a little later on. And what about dinosaurs? Didn't they live millions of years ago? And doesn't that disprove the Bible? Doesn't carbon-14 disprove the Bible? How do you know there's a God anyway? Or where did God come from? And wait a minute. Science in this age has proved that the Big Bang is true and that we evolved from ape-like creatures. How can you believe the Bible? Who's heard questions something like that? Have you heard those? Yes, we have. But you know, the problem is a lot of people don't know how to give that defense or give that answer.